Story 1. The Shadow. So, where my mom saw a naked man, I was in Colorado, and 8 years old at the time. Manitou Springs to be exact. Well, in that same apartment, I went to bed with a nightlight on and closed and locked my door. I always stared at the wall for the comfort of being enclosed. Well, while I laid there, I saw a figure of a bald man's shadow standing there, not moving, just staring at me. To say I was freaked was even an understatement. My heart raced and I thought of what to do. I mean, what can an 8-year-old do? So, I covered my head with a blanket, hiding away. I counted to 10, practically hyperventilating. Once 10 was counted to, I brought down the covers and the shadow was gone. I looked around the room and nothing was there. My door had neither opened or closed during this point. Story 2. The Fox. This is the only story I can say happened 100% without a doubt or illusion because it involved my dog. So, one night in Fort White, Florida, I decided to stay the night outside to imitate camping. The first hour went by fine, but there was a line of trees to separate properties. On the other side was a trailer burned down by a fire. I sat with my dachshund off the leash as he just relaxed and did dog things. Well, after that first hour, my dog freaks out and runs for the next lot. I dash after him, yelling for him. All of a sudden, he goes dead, still sniffing at the ground, circling something. At first, I can't make out what it is because I just see my dog. Then, I see teeth and white eyes. I recognize a fox from when I lived in Colorado, and they were wild in certain areas, and this was a fox. It showed teeth in anger with moonlit white fur and glowing white eyes. My dog went circling around him in silence, and so did I. I instinctively went, "We are not going to hurt you," as I followed my dog with hands up. What is more shocking than the eyes was the spinal cord, and the way no matter what degree I was relation to him, the head and eyes followed 360 degrees on a swivel. I kept eye contact after I saw what was what, and my dog, after circling him, ran for home. I did the same right behind him. That was middle school, maybe 8th grade. Story 3. The Hallway. This occurs in Lake City, Florida. I was in 10th grade. So, I was a total dial-up kid. I was up all night to experience internet and forums and slept all day during class. That was a dial-up, take it or leave it. Well, one night I was thirsty and I went for a glass of water, and down the hallway of the house was a black figure floating down the hallway. I backed into the wall, freaked out as it slowly, and I mean slowly, passed. I watched it as it passed in the dead of the night. My goal was to get a glass of water from the kitchen, and not that. So I got my glass from the lit kitchen down the hall and returned back and still freaked. The rest of the night I felt as if I was being watched. Number 4. The Final Story. This took place when I was 19 or 20. I met a girl in San Diego, California, who was having issues with her mom bringing home strangers all the time. I was really freaked for her and went ahead and offered her my place to stay after I moved to Eugene region. She accepted and moved in. So up to this point, I suffered from reoccurring nightmares, remnants of when I was younger. I told her everything, and she said I was tortured. Well, night 2 of her being there went for the worse. I went to bed with her, but staring at the wall I could not move. This has happened once or twice before, and I stared at the wall as I hear thunderous footsteps outside the room coming closer to my room. I was beyond freaked, trying to scream for help, but all I could say was, "Help me," in less than a whisper as the boot steps came closer and louder. By the third "help me," it came out as a whisper, and I was grabbed by my ex and the lights were turned on. I never had issues then. When telling her the issue a couple years later and remembering it, she told me she prayed for me that night and hoped I found peace. In some ways, I did. You'd think that would turn me religious, and it did for a second, but yeah. Hello everyone, it's JazzyCloo, and I finally got some awesome stories from a user. These were all from that one user, and I'm going to look for the YouTuber's name, and I don't think he really does much videos, but just to give him credit, just in case you guys have like questions or whatnot. He also left some parts down here saying, "So now I have 0 issues, but always feel empty or alone when thinking back to those experiences as if I had been abandoned by the ones who was closest to me or something." I don't know if any of that was real other than the fox, but it certainly felt real and was not under of any use of drugs or alcohol. Always hard to tell people who never experienced true weirdness because they believe you made it up. My mom believes me, but every time I told her, her response was to go to church, which isn't helpful. So those are my stories. Thank you very much for those stories, and they were really awesome. I had to edit some of it because it was a little weird worded, but it's fine. Nothing was wrong with them. These were all pretty short, 4 stories. And yeah, if you guys want to submit any stories, you can. I will put my email in the description, and you're just supposed to send, like, put the subject as what type of story it is, like real, quote, quote, real horror, like, you know, kidnap type of thing, or ran into a weird dude, or something like that, or paranormal, or even if you like, but funny stories. That's okay too. But I do prefer the scarier side of stories. That is that, and then just explain the story and the actual, like, mail part, and then tell me at the end if you want credit for it. And if you do, please link me to your YouTube channel, and all is done. If you want to stay anonymous, that is perfectly fine, and I have no problem with that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed some of these little scary stories. Disclaimer, all the music is not mine. It is Boards of Canada, I think just Boards of Canada, no, and a couple songs by APHEX Twin. Those will be in the description, of course. And see you later. Bye.